A twist in that parasite outbreak that's causing many Americans to switch up their shopping habits. The FDA is now retracting the positive test that sourced cyclospora to Taylor Farms products. Officials say the produce sample taken from the company that showed evidence of the bacterial parasites was actually false. Taylor Farms, which provides lettuce for chain giants like Taco Bell and Trader Joe's, says the FDA has apologized for the claim. Separately, the company has issued voluntary recalls for multiple products spanning several brand names and stores. None of those products is confirmed to be linked to the outbreak. Cyclospora cases are continuing, though, to climb nationwide, with a staggering 1,600 confirmed cases, 5,000 suspected cases that are being monitored. Officials are warning fresh lettuce products should be avoided until this outbreak can be accurately sourced. Joining us now, physician and senior public health contributor for Forbes, Dr. Omer Awan. Thank you for being with us. So what do we do with this information until we know where the parasite is coming from?
Well, it's important to know, Marni, that this outbreak is still being investigated and that we have to be as cautious as possible. So that still means we should avoid lettuce, avoid produce, things like basil, cilantro, snow peas, raspberries. We need to be cautious and judicious about what we eat and what we don't, because again, this outbreak is growing. Nearly 7,000 cases, more than 100 people hospitalized. Fortunately, no deaths, but very important for us to be prudent and vigilant because we still don't know what the source of the outbreak is.
And for those who have gotten sick, talk us through some of the symptoms and how people recover from a foodborne illness.
So most patients, Marnie, have symptoms about 1 week after the exposure, but it can be up to 2 weeks after the exposure. And most people are going to have things like fatigue, nausea, bloating, and then profuse watery diarrhea, which is what everyone's talking about apparently. And this is, of course, different than most stomach bugs because most stomach bugs have diarrhea that lasts 2, maybe 3 days. But in this case, the diarrhea can be very persistent, weeks to months even, if you don't get treated. That's why very critical for everyone who has diarrhea that maybe hasn't resolved in 2 or 3 days to go to a doctor, get tested, specifically ask for the cyclospora stool test because it's not a routine test. And then, of course, if you're positive, to get treated with Bactrim, which is an antibiotic that's given to treat this.
And those who have other underlying health conditions, is that also put them more at risk in a situation like this?
It absolutely does. So for those who are children, elderly, if you have chronic medical conditions like heart disease or lung disease, if you're pregnant even, ultimately, if you have a weakened immune system, you're certainly more at risk for getting this, and you're certainly more at risk for having a prolonged duration of symptoms. That's why for this population, really important to avoid these foods and to go to a doctor if you have persistent diarrhea, if you're dehydrated, if you're extremely fatigued and you feel like you've lost a lot of energy. Those are all the cardinal signs to really go visit your healthcare provider.
All right, take the necessary precautions. Dr. Awan, as always, thanks for the information.